This is my project on magnetic resonance imaging. Topic and motivation. The topic for my project is magnetic resonance imaging machines and how they work. Specifically, I will be discussing how MRI machines utilize powerful magnetic fields to produce useful anatomical images that are used to diagnose medical issues. My motivation for choosing this topic is my interest in physics in the medical field. Many physics topics are important for understanding how various medical machinery function, including MRI machines. I am interested in joining the medical field, and I would like to understand some of the physics behind important aspects in the field. Through this project, I hope to extend my knowledge of magnetic fields that I learned in class and be able to apply it to an important part of medical imaging. So what is MRI? A magnetic resonance imaging machine is a large piece of medical and imaging technology which a patient is put in order to look at detailed anatomic images of their body. The MRI machine uses a powerful magnet to create these images that can aid in disease detection, diagnosis, and treatment monitoring. And you can see the machine kind of on the left, how the patient will enter that, the magnet turns on, creates the image, and on the right, you can see it what a typical image looks like. Background theory before diving in and how MRI works, it is important to understand what magnetic fields are and what they do. So magnetic fields are a way to describe the distribution of magnetic force in a space and is created by the movement of charges. The spin of a charge can also create a magnetic field. In most materials, the spinning electrons or protons are randomly oriented so that the magnetic fields created will cancel each other out and it wouldn't be magnetic. The magnetic force created by the movement of charges can have an influence on the charged particles within the field and can cause them to move and align with the field. And here's kind of some simple models of how magnetic fields are created. On the left, we have a current running through a wire, and a magnetic field is created on the outside of that moving charge. And on the right, instead of a current moving through this, it's a bar magnet, and the composition of the material is made of spinning charges that are similarly oriented, so that a magnetic field is created from the north to the south pole of the magnet. So then how MRI works, using powerful magnets to create a strong magnetic field. The field affects protons in the body in the form of a hydrogen and causes their spin to align with the field. A radio frequency current is sent through the patient, which orients the protons against the magnetic field orthogonally. When the radio frequency current is turned off, the protons return to their previous position and realign with the magnetic field. The protons also release energy from realigning with the magnetic field, and then sensors surround the patient and detect the energy released from the protons as radio waves, and a computer is able to process this information to create an image. Here's kind of a model on how that works. So we have the random orientation of protons. When the magnetic field is turned on, they are all similarly oriented. When the radio frequency current is applied, they all kind of change their orientation. And when that current is turned off, they realign with the magnetic field and release energy, which the computer can then recognize and create an image. A possible class activity to help model this could be to help visualize the alignment of charges with a magnetic field can be simply done with a magnet, iron fillings, and a piece of paper. The first step would be place a bar magnet under a piece of paper. Step two would be sprinkle iron fillings on top of the paper and tap the paper a couple of times. And step three is observe how the iron fillings align with the magnetic field created by the magnet and by seeing the pattern that they form on the paper. You can kind of see this is how it would look like. It would be a good model for viewing how particles can align with the magnetic field. And here are my references.